What's up, guys? It's the Carp here, back again with the 13th episode of the Leicester City career mode. And starting things off, last episode we sent in a transfer offer for Dybala. I was fully expecting it to be rejected, and yeah, it was. So we're not bringing Dybala. Kind of didn't want him anyways. So, alright. Now, Balde Keita we also sent in a transfer offer for. We now know that he's 82 rated. A bunch of scout reports came in off camera that I looked at, or that I deleted from the emails list. Haven't actually looked at him yet, but I'm gonna go back with 15.4 million for him, because that is a steal for an 82 rated player, especially because I know that he can go up in rating, because I had him in the Real Madrid career mode. So next we have a transfer offer for Barnes here, and we're just going to sell him straight away. Definitely looking to get rid of him, one of the players we're looking to get rid of. So now, one thing I forgot to do last episode is to set up another scout to go probably back to Spain, yeah, for the same reason as the first time, because that way it's going to take longer for the national team to pick the players up, meaning that I'll be able to train them even when they're like 78, 79 rated. I'll still be able to train them. I'm tempted to go for an attacker. I'm just gonna go in general though. I'm gonna see all the players that the youth, or that, like, all the young players in Spain. I want the best ones in every position. We've got Gerardo there, or Gerardo even, who could become decent. He's 77 to 91 potential right now. I don't want to sign him into the squad till that potential goes up. So hopefully that happens. We would then have two youth strikers though, which isn't ideal. Okay, so that guy set up a scouting network. All right, now into the shortlist, if I can ever navigate there. So what kind of players we got? We got Justi there. I think that's how you pronounce it. Who's 75 rated at 20 years old. That is definitely tempting. So I'm just going to start off by eliminating some of these players. So he's not going to... Oh, I pressed X. Okay, I was wondering what just happened. I was trying to delete him. So I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to get this guy in. I'm not going to get this guy in. And then I'm not going to get this guy in. So that leaves Jimenez, who I'm trying to get on a pre-contract, so he's not really in the running for this. So mainly just these three players. Justi, Sarr, and Diop. So, of those three, Sarr is probably my favorite. He's the second cheapest as well, interestingly enough. He can also play at left back, which is helpful. You know what, we're going to go in for Sarr. Yeah, so the deal looks like it could happen. Go ahead and submit your offer. So I'm just going to start off with 4.8 million. Do I have any center backs to trade in? I don't think that I do, really. I could try sending in Huth. No, I'm not gonna try and trade any players. I'm just gonna go for a straight money deal. So 4.8 million for him. Next, we need a left back. So, got a decent amount of left backs to choose from here. So, okay, 77 rated 23, 79 rated 24. Alright, 79 rated 23. They're the same price. So we're gonna get rid of the same rate. Yeah, they're the same rating. So we're gonna get rid of Wendell there. Bernat, 81 rated at 24 years old. Gaia is 81 rated at 22 years old. He's not gonna join the club. Okay, so Bernat is pretty cheap, but he's not. He's only a $500,000 less than Gaia, and he's 2 years older. So we're actually gonna go in for Gaia here. Between 18 and 22 million. So we're gonna go in with 19 million to start. For Gaia. I am also going to send in an offer for Bernat. Now, Gaia's on a £26,000 a week contract. What is Bernat on? £69,000. So, the only way I'm going to be bringing in Gaia is if I can get him for less than... Or the only way I'm going to be bringing in Bernat is if I can get him for less than Gaia. So I'm going to start off with 18 million for him. And I could send in an offer. I mean, we'll send an offer for this guy as well. If I can get him for... Okay, so apparently that team is short on players in that position, so he's going to be more expensive. If I can get him for 14 million or less, I'll bring him in. Maybe. I don't know. I'll just play it by ear. I kind of want Guy. He's my favorite at this point. Alright, so then the other position we need, the last player that I'm going to be really looking to bring in. Okay, so Lamar there, 82 rated, 21 years old. I definitely want to bring him in. He's my favorite by far. Now, Keita is going to be much cheaper, and he's also 82 rated. I mean, I would say he could go just as high as Lamar. Lamar, though, he's a promising young player. He's probably got a high potential in the game. I'm going to send an offer for him as well. I'm still going to send in offers for Keita to see how cheap I can get him. But yeah, he's going to be one of our star players, Lamar here, and I'm going to start off with 29 million for him, plus Mark Albrighton. We'll do that. So there we go. Hopefully Monaco will accept that deal. That's pretty cheap, I would say, for a player of Lamar's quality. Especially, I mean, 82 rated at 21 years old. He would definitely be a key player for us, throughout probably till the end of this series. Really, he could be, a great player for us. Just doing some more training, and Galliano and Clement there, really. Like, it seems like they're competing to see who can go higher rated, faster. They're both progressing at almost the exact same rate, so it'll be interesting to see which one of them will go higher. In the end, I think it's probably going to be Galliano, but would be nice for them both to reach pretty high. So Monaco have accepted that offer, which it kind of surprised me, and he only wants £60,000 a week. So we're definitely going to be going in for him. Going to give him that crucial first team player role. And then someone got sold. Okay, that was that Barnes guy. Alright, so there's all of that. So even if Keita, or if Lazio accept the offer for Keita, I'm probably still just going to go in for Lamar at this point. Would be great to get him in before the next game, and it looks like we're going to. Yep. Accept offer. There we go. A very good deal, I would say, for Lamar there. Probably the second biggest player at the club now, behind Mahrez, I would say. And then for defenders, we've got a couple of things here. Okay, so Lazio rejected that offer for Keita anyways, but doesn't really matter to us. So, Sarr, they want 8 million. And then this is the left backs. So Valencia want 29 million for Gaia. They want 23.5 million for Bernat. 17.5 for Dalbert. I'm gonna send in 13 for Dalbert. And Bernat, I'm just gonna give up on. I kind of decided I don't want him. And then Gaia, we're gonna send in 24 million. And for those two prices, I would be bringing in Gaia. Between him and that Dalbert guy, and then Sarr, I have no problem paying 8 million for a player of this quality, but I'm gonna try and get him for cheaper, so I'm gonna send in 6 million first, and we're probably gonna get into the next game before any other business is done. So the next game is against Norwich, probably at home, hopefully at home. We played 2 games away so far. We do have 4 points from those games. So pretty decent stuff there. Looks like we are going to get into a little bit more transfer stuff before that game. Watts, I'm going to accept that offer straight away. Want to get him out of the club. And now, Dalbert, they still want more. There we go, though. Gaia could be on his way to Leicester City because Valencia have accepted offer. Very cheap contract for him, £35,000 a week, and crucial first-team player because he would be a very important player for us. And then we're just going to forget about Dalbert. And then Sarr, Nice have accepted the offer for him. Another very cheap contract, only £15,000 a week for him. So that's a steal, I would say. I'm going to start off with squad rotation player. Hopefully he'll accept that because Eventually, I want him to become a starter for us, but I don't want him to get too unhappy if he, sits the bench for a few games this season, because he's not going to be a starting center back, straight off. He's going to have to, go up in rating a little bit before I start playing him, or, throw in a bunch of good performances, but, either one. But, let's see. Are we going to be able to bring in any players before this game? We are going to be able to bring in both of the new signings, Gaia and SARS. Gaia is going to start this game. SARS is going to start on the bench. SAR even. I hope I haven't been calling him SARS for that long, but yeah, SAR. His name is SAR. Okay, so we'll just delete all of these emails, and we will get into the next game. Well, the first game of the episode even. Okay, so Mendy is on a red card. So I guess SAR is going to start his first game, and he's our third choice right back, so he's probably going to get a decent amount of game time for the club. And then Gaia here is going to go in for, firstly, Danny Simpson, and then from there he's going to go in for Fuchs. Fuchs isn't in good form, but I want to give Gaia his debut, see how he can do. Can Fuchs play center back? He can't technically. I might try him at center back, though. Don't want to play him and Mendy at the same time, but he could be like Mendy, and be able to play the position. Vardy scored in the last game and got an assist in the game before that. Villa has not contributed any goals so far this season, so I think we're going to start. I'm going to go with Clements. I think he could do a job for us. We're playing a slightly weaker opposition at home. I'm going to give Clement his first start for the club. And then Lamar is also going to be going in. I almost forgot about him. Forgot about Malcolm, too. He's 79 rated at this point, which is pretty decent. I don't know when that happened. Not sure if he was 79 rated before. This guy must have came back on loan. I don't remember seeing him. And then, who else do we want on the bench? Galliano, I think I want on the bench. I don't know who for, though. We'll just leave the bench the way it is for now. I'm happy with that. So look at that squad. Very decent there. Aside from Clement, Sar, and Marcos, everyone is 81 rated or higher, or 80 rated or higher even. So yeah, a very strong squad, I would say. We got a couple of youth players in there. We got a nice balance of youth and experience in this squad. I really like the look of it. I think we could do really well this season. I mean, obviously I want to win the title, but that's not too realistic. I'm not sure what the board wants me to do, but I want to finish at least Champions League this season, realistically. So, starting the game against Norwich, let's go. They've lost their last two games. Southampton and Middlesbrough, not the toughest opposition, so they're in bad form right now. Hopefully we can pick up a win. Sar with a yellow card 1 minute into his debut. Great starts. Nothing else in the game so far, though. Almost halftime. Alright. Please don't draw 0-0. That would be absolutely awful. Oh, don't do it. Why? How? Okay, Gaia. Thank God. Is that going to be the scoreline? Yeah, it is. Okay, so an unlikely score there in our left back, but Gaia has saved the day. That was almost very embarrassing. Like, very, very embarrassing. Like, just, that would have been one of the worst results for me as a manager of Leicester. No offense to Norwich, but Norwich are shocking. They're really, relegation candidates in real life and in FIFA. So that would have been bad. But Galliano and Clement, again, very similar in how they're progressing. They're both 65 rated now, so decent stuff there. Clement didn't score a goal, but and he probably got like a 7 rated or something. He doesn't have 4 errors, so Okazaki is going to start in the next game. I'm just going to do that ahead of time. Come on, EA. Still don't understand why it takes so long to go back after this screen. Any day now. Alright, there we go. So, we got the win. That was almost embarrassing there. We do, I think, yeah, we've got a decent amount of funds left. Now, we don't need anyone immediately, really, to strengthen the squad any further. So I think that I'm going to save the rest of this money for January and try and bring in a load of players on pre-contract. So yeah, we're definitely going to do that. I could try getting in one more player. Nah, I'll just save it. I'll just save the money, and then I can always bring in a player in January if I need him. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip on the calendar so it's a little bit quicker through deadline day. And there's gonna be one more game in this episode. The last two episodes have been pretty long. This one and the one before it, but it's the transfer the summer transfer window is always usually pretty long. The January transfer window is not as long generally, but it's still, both of them are fairly long. So unfortunately, Hirata there, his potential went down a little bit. I mean, the minimum went down, the minimum went up, but the maximum went down. So not really interested in a player that can only get to possibly 87 rated. I want him to be at least 82 rated at some point. That's where I want their potential to be in order for me to sign them. So I'm going to get him off of the youth team. And now I'm going to go into some training and then into the next game. Alright, so hopefully we can see some more progression here. No rating has gone up, but decent training session. Galliano's, he's taking a decent lead over Clement there in progression. But we'll see how that pans out. Crystal Palace. Probably away. I think it is away. Fuchs wants to start the next game. Sorry, mates, it is away. But Gaia scored a goal in the last game. The only goal in the last game. So you're not going to start this one. If he hadn't scored that goal, maybe. But he was, the reason we won that game. So he definitely deserves another go. Maybe you can get some playing time off the bench. I don't know. You can't control it in FIFA, so it's all up to the assistant manager or whatever. Okay, so 30 minutes in, still 0-0. Man United are struggling, though. They lost 2-0 to Swansea in the last episode at home. And we're struggling right now as Chung Yong has put them 1-0 up. And this looks like it's going to be an embarrassing result for us. 80 minutes played, still 1-0, and it is the way that it finishes. Very, very bad result. I mean, away games are always difficult, but that is shocking, really. Crystal Palace did decent last season, but that's just not a good result. But that is going to be the end of this episode, so leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.